Hello and welcome to this 11 lecture series on Python. Today's topic is operators in Python. Let us see, we have numbers 4, 3, 2 and 1. I would like to perform certain arithmetic operations. So first what we'll see, arithmetic operators. Arithmetic operators. Now what do you mean by arithmetic operators? Or plus, minus, multiplication, division, these operations are called as arithmetic operators. Now we have these four numbers given. If I want to perform addition on these numbers, so plus is what? Is a addition. Perform addition of two numbers, that is 4 plus 3 will get 7 results. If I want to perform multiplication, then I will write 3 into 2. Now 3 into 2, what it will give? 3 into 2, 6. Now if I want to perform subtract operation on these two numbers 2 and 1, I will write here 2 minus 1, so it will give me 1. But what if I want to perform now the operation, this complete expression, what we call this as a arithmetic expression. What the arithmetic expression contains? It contains different numbers, and on these numbers and this plus, multiplication, minus, these are the operators, and whatever result will obtain, that result will store in a variable a. So here how it will execute. Now first we know that the multiplication operation has a higher priority. We have seen in the mathematics that multiplication, if it is there in the expression, it will be executed first. So we'll get, what we will get is here 4 plus 3 into 2, 6 minus 1. Now plus and minus, you can perform them at a time. In the sense they are having the same precedence level. So 4 plus 6, 10, 10 minus 1, 9. So what answer will get? 9. So here result of performing arithmetic operations is that result is equal to 9. So which operators we have here? Plus, multiplication, minus. Okay, now take another example that we are familiar with. That another example, I am calling this as a first example. Second example, that we have performed division 7 by 5. Okay, so for example, I am writing here a is equal to 7 upon 5. So a is equal to 7 upon 5. This is our numerator, denominator, and which operation we are performing? Division. Now how we perform this operation in our school days? 5. So what I will write here? 5 ones are 5, and then I will subtract this 5 from 7. What remains is 2. Okay, now if I want the answer in the integer form, or I do not want the answer in the decimal form, then I will, how I will write? I will perform this operation up to this one. What I call this 2? This 2 will be called as a remainder. What about this one? It is called as a quotient. Okay, now same operation, if is allowed to perform the get the answer in decimal, how will perform the same operation? 7 divided by 5. So 5 ones are 5. What left? 2. Now we cannot divide this 2 by 5. So what will give here? Decimal point. Now once you gave the decimal point, now you can add here 1 0. So now we can say 5 4s are 20. So remainder is 0. To get the answer in decimal, perform the operations till you are getting after decimal 2 points. Okay, so 1.4. Now 1.4 is the your answer. Okay, so this is our answer or result. Now here see this, for these three different values, that quotient, remainder and this complete answer, we have three different operators. To get remainder, same, see here what we can write? 7. Now this operation is called as mod operation or modulo operator. This operator is called as modulo operator. For getting this one, we have 7 divided by 5. Now this operator is termed as is called as a floor division. Okay, we'll see here itself, we'll see why is called as floor division, but just come to this one. Now 5, so we divide 7 by 5, we got this decimal value 1.4. Now this we got using the operator 7 divided by 5. So this operator is called as division operator. Okay, now see why it is called as floor division, because see the 7 divided by 5, it gives us complete answer as 1.4. Now 1.4 lies between 1 and 2. So somewhere here 1.4 lies. Now for this 1.4, this 1 will be a floor and this 2 will be a ceiling. That's why in mathematics you will find the operator like floor and seal are commonly used. So here this floor division indicates what? The decimal value, its nearest integer value lower than this one is called as its floor value. So this division is called as floor division. Okay, so how many operators are here then? We have a division operator, then we have a floor division, then we have a modulo operator. Okay, and here which operators we saw? We have a plus, minus and multiplication operator. So here these three operators, and we have one more here. For example, I am writing 2 star star 3. So I am writing a is equal to 2 star star 3. So what will be the value of a here? This is actually, this operator is called as exponent operator. What we call this one as a exponent. What it will return? This is 2 to the power 3. 2 to the power 3 means 2 into 2 into 2, which will give the answer 8. So the value of a will be 8. Now all these are under the arithmetic operators in Python. Now the next operator is relational operator. Relational operator, we are showing the relation between two numbers. For example, we have two numbers, one is 4, other is 3. Okay. Now if I am writing 4 is equal to 3, so what it will return? Is it 4 is equal to 3? No, then it will return false. If 4 is less than or equal to 3, or we'll say 4 less than 3, so what it will return? False. If I am saying now I am combining these two, 4 is less than or equal to 3, again it will return false. So I have written that three expression. What we can call this as these are the relational expressions. I have written in such a way that all they will return false. Now in opposite to this one, now 4 is not equal to 3, then 4 is greater than 3, 4 is greater than or equal to 3. Now we do not have like greater than and not equal to 3, but the operator is 4 greater than or equal to, and here 4 is not equal to 3, what it will return? True. 4 greater than 3, yes, it is greater than 3, so it will return true. 4 greater than or equal to 3, see, greater than or one condition is satisfied, then we will get true. So what it indicates, that this example indicates that the result of relational operation is what? It will return either true value or false value. Now this true value or false value, what we call it? So it returns Boolean value. Okay, what we call it as a returns Boolean value. Now what are the values for this Boolean? The values are either true or false. And remember, the first letter is capital. Now we'll see the bitwise operators in Python. So bitwise operators, as their name indicates, bitwise. So what bitwise means? It works on a bit. It works on bit. So it is called as bitwise. For example, suppose we have one number a is equal to 10, another number b is equal to 12. Now how this a is equal to 10 is written in binary form? 10 value, so it will be written as 10, 8, 1. See, 2, we have the values like 1, 2, 4, 8. We are not taking the higher number, so I am not writing this one. But about this 12, how will write? 12 means 8 plus 4, 12. So here 1, 1. These two are 0. In this way, we have taken two numbers which will help us to satisfy all our conditions normally in the bitwise operations. So here see what combination we have selected the number so that we'll get all combination, that is 0 0 1 0 0 1 1 1. Okay, so now we'll see one by one the different bitwise operators, that is AND, OR, XOR and NOT. Okay, now first AND operation. Now this AND operation, when you are working on this one, what AND tells us, this AND operators, if both of the operands are 1, then only the result will be 1. In other words, if both are true, then only the result is true. So what 0 means here? 0 means false and 1 means what here? True. So when it is 1, it is treated as true, 0 false. So if both are 1, then only the output will be 1. Otherwise it is 0. So here 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1 0, and for this rest anyway it is 0. So what value we got, what answer we got for AND operation? Now convert this into decimal. So this is 1 2 4 8. 8 is present, so we'll say that the answer is 8 for AND operation. Now if the operation is OR, now I will perform the OR operation now. What is the when we'll get in the OR operation the output as 1? When both the inputs are false, then only the output is false. So when both are 0 0, then only the output is 0. If any of the element is 1, then the output is 1 only. So what we are getting then? This is 8 plus 4 12, 12 plus 2 14. So for OR operation the answer will get 14. Now the next one is exclusive OR. What is exclusive OR here? Exclusive OR, similar to OR, but when exclusively means only one element should be 1. If both the elements are 1, then the result will be 0. So exclusively one element should be 1. Otherwise the result will be 0. So when both are 1 1, result is 0. Both are 0, result is 0. In these two cases it is 0. So the decimal equivalent of this is 6. So A XOR B is equal to 6. And last one, not A. Now we have the value 10. Not A. Not A means its complement. So what complement will get here? For 0, replace it with 1. For 1, replace with 0. 0, 1, 1 replace with 0. And for this rest, 0 0. If you execute this and get the value, so if I am getting the value C is equal to minus 11, when I am executing this in the interpreter, I am getting the value C is equal to minus 11. What it represents? It represents that the number is written in 2's complement form. And if you get, see, to get this value 11, what you have to do? Take its 2's complement. So how to take 2's complement? See, from right to left, still you are getting the 1. You write as it is. Now here very first LSB itself is 1, and for rest you simply complement them. So 0 it will become 1. 1 I am writing 1. So take this 1 as it is and complement rest. So 0, this value will be 1, 1 value will be 0, 1 value will be 1, 0 value will be 1 complement, and then 1 will be 0. So what this value? 8 plus 2 plus 1, so you are getting 11, and as we have taken complement, so it's minus 11, so it will display the value minus 11.